Today I'll be talking about how to start a plant-based diet for beginners. As a registered dietitian and as someone who has done the transition to a plant-based diet, I thought it could be useful to share my top 5 tips. Let's do this. Number 1, before you start, stop, hold your horses, think. What approach will be best for you? Are you the kind of person that can jump all in, do a 180 and become plant-based tomorrow? Or are you somebody who needs to take a step-by-step approach and slowly make some changes so that you know you will maintain this in the long run? Here's a concrete and very personal example. My fiance and I. I'm gonna start off with my fiance's story. When we would work long days at work, we would bring our dog to a doggy daycare and they had a Facebook page. On this Facebook page, they would put pictures of dogs playing around and just having a good time. And then this one day, they put a picture of a pig having a good time. And my fiance, who follows this Facebook page religiously, saw the pig and he was like, oh my God, pigs are like dogs. And then stopped eating meat. Just like that, one day. My story is completely different. I went to a nutrition conference to maintain my license as a dietitian. And in the conference, a guy was talking about plant-based diet versus carnivore diet. And I saw that there was so much more benefits to having a plant-based diet. And I started asking myself, why am I eating meat? And with time, I slowly reduced animal products in my diet. But I had to take this easygoing approach because I felt like it was a restriction to not have my cheese curds. If I would have started that 180 approach and I'd be like, Alyssa, you're not allowed to eat any animal products, I would have for sure cheated. And then what would happen after that? My confidence would go down, I would feel bad about it, I would feel guilty, and I would have given up. Both approaches worked for both of us, but for 2 different reasons. My boyfriend was motivated by animals, and on my side, I saw all the health benefits, and it was only until later that I saw the impact on the animals, and I was like, that's not for me. And that's how I decided to stop eating animals completely. But I had listened to my gut. I could have easily wanted to just follow the herd and do the same thing as my fiance, but that wouldn't have worked for me. Bottom line, what I'm trying to say is that you need to choose an approach that you know that you can sustain in the long run. What has worked for you in the past? What is motivating you? What is gonna be a fun experience? That's what you should go with. Number 2, getting some basic but accurate nutrition knowledge. Now that you know what approach you want to take, you need to figure out, what am I going to eat? What I recommend, whether you want to become vegan or plant-based, is to use this beginner's guide. Now at the beginning, it could be overwhelming with all the things that you want to change. The biggest mistake I see the most often is when people reduce animal products, whether it's milk and alternatives or meat and alternatives, they have a tendency to just bring up the carbs, bring up the vegetables, and bring up the fruits. That doesn't have all the same nutrients as the milk alternatives and meat and alternatives. At the beginning, you might not see that many differences in your energy or whatever. However, with time, you will be lacking essential vitamins and minerals that are found in animal products. And that can be found in other sources of plant-based food, just maybe not in grains, vegetables, and fruits. So as we can see in the plate, usually where we'll see the meat and alternatives, we have legumes, nuts, and seeds. Legumes are great because they're sources of protein, iron, and zinc. It's important to have these almost at every meal. It could be beans, peas, lentils, tofu, tempeh, peanuts, peanut butter, and more. There are so many options. Seeds and nuts are also super important because they bring copper, selenium, other minerals, vitamin E, and fat that are rich in omega-3. I often hear people worrying about protein with a plant-based diet. You don't need to worry about that if you are following the vegan plate. The other essential category that we see near the vegan plate is also super important, but we won't go through that today because it's a lot of information and I'd rather take another video on this side just for those. So these other essential vitamins are B12, vitamin D, iodine, omega-3s, and more. If you want to have information right now, I'm going to put a link down in the description below. Today, I deliberately did not want to go into details about the other essential vitamins and minerals. And the reason why I'm doing this is because at the beginning, it could be overwhelming if you're trying to do everything perfectly. And you'll just end up not doing anything. So this brings me to my number 3, be imperfect. We're already trying to do so many things perfectly in our life, whether it's being a good girlfriend, a good family member, a good dog mom, I don't know. If now we add the pressure of being perfect with our new plant-based diet, I can guarantee you that's not gonna be fun and you're not gonna wanna continue it. There's a much funner way to discover this plant-based world, and that's being imperfect. You're gonna mess up, you're gonna forget to meal plan certain things, you're gonna forget ingredients, you're not gonna know what to get at the grocery store, and that's okay. You're at the beginning, give yourself a chance. What's the most important right now is that you take your first steps. You will learn as you go, trust yourself. Number 4, it's never gonna taste like chicken. I'm sorry to break this to you, but you will not find the same flavors and textures. You might find some resemblance, but it'll never be the exact same thing. And we don't want the exact same thing. If you're constantly comparing the new foods to the old food, you're never gonna be in the moment and just enjoying the meal. So my best advice is try new foods. Try Indian, try Italian, try Greek, try something new, Japanese, anything you want. It's crazy how much we're used to those 10 recipes that we always make. And as soon as you find a new recipe that you really like and it's easy and convenient for you, then automatically it can become one of your staple foods. And with time, you can take out the old meals and bring in all the new meals and truly enjoy them. Also, another important note that I wish somebody told me is take your time when bringing in new recipes. My biggest error is that I got super excited, added so many ingredients on my grocery list, and then when I got home, I was just discouraged because there's so many new things to learn and new ways of cooking, and I just didn't have the time for it. It wasn't convenient for me. What I recommend is choosing a couple of recipes and slowly but surely adding them in every single week. Take the time. What's the rush? And last but not least, number 5, don't be a loner. Get a buddy. It's so much funner when you're discovering things with someone. So if you have a friend, a colleague, a boyfriend that could try and transition with you, it makes it that much more fun. If you ask around and there's absolutely nobody that wants to try this with you, there's also a lot of support groups that I found on Facebook, and people are asking questions and supporting each other. They're posting what they're eating and like giving each other high fives. It's honestly really great energy, so you don't feel as isolated. We see so many studies that say that one of the reasons why people don't maintain this new lifestyle is that they feel isolated and alone. Figure out a way to get either a real buddy or a virtual buddy. You don't need to be alone in this journey. Last but not least, I do recommend seeing a dietitian if you feel overwhelmed and you're not sure where to start. What I do with my clients is that I assess their history, I assess where they're at and where they want to go, and together we build a plan to attain their objectives as fast as we can. If you're interested in doing a one-on-one consultation, I offer a free 30-minute discovery session. I'll put the link down below. In that 30 minutes, we'll get to know each other and I'll see how I can help you. I hope this video was helpful. I'm gonna put a link down in the description below to the printable version of this video. If you have any questions, don't hesitate. Like and subscribe if you want to see more.